Hello and welcome to the Low Lock Railroad, also known as the LLRR. On this channel we're going to be focusing on repairing locomotives, expanding the layout, and just having fun with model railroading in general. You know, there have so much planned, so many ideas for this. But now, as you can see on screen, here's a little small snippet of the collection I have. It's on a board that my grandfather and I put together over a summer. You'll see more of it later, how it was quickly put together. I got some videos and some clips that we used to put it together. But yeah, overall, I just plan on having a good time, you know, growing within the community, learning new things about different engines, not even just in modeling, but just engines that existed and do exist in real life. So I can't wait to grow and experience this with a lot of rail fans alike. So now we're going to jump into the building process of the board you see there on the bottom. Alright, so here you can kind of see a little quick scan of the board. It's held on by one long hinge in the middle. I forgot the dimensions of it, I gotta check later. But here you can see we have a couple wooden bars in between them. This kind of like gives it like a stability over carpet and wood, so it's even throughout. You can even see a handle on the edge for when carrying it. Alright, so here I ordered these knuckle couplers that would fit this this baggage car I got from the New York Central. Later I explain it, I show it off in a second, you know, when I end up putting it on the screen. Come on, pass me. There we go. Alright, so put it on the screen, and those are the couplers that I'm installing. I'm taking off, I believe it's called like a horn hook coupler. It's not, these are the knuckle couplers. But I'm taking that one off of this this baggage car that I don't need anymore. Yep, there it is. I should be showing it. Come on, pass me. There it is. Yeah, I'm taking that hook off, and I'm putting the other one on because I got my first DCC engine, and of course it comes with a knuckle coupler. And this car is one of my in-between cars between the ones, so I took that one off. I took the old coupler off, and I'm opening this up to get the new coupler on. Now I'm pretty sure, I'm recording this from the future looking back, I'm pretty sure it all goes fairly well together. You know, probably struggled opening the bag, but yeah, there I am. You can see in the corner me comparing the sizes, make sure it's going to fit. I gotta work on my camera skills. Looking back at this and recording it from back here, I'll do better next time. Next time I record, I'll make sure my camera angle's better. This is me just testing it, making sure, you know, it's not, you know, super loose or anything like that. And then, what am I doing? I am grabbing the camera. Alright, so here I have one of my diesel engines, and it's here because this is one of my only few engines that do actually have a knuckle coupler on the back. So I'm setting it on the track here, and this is to test before, you know, giving it to my DCC engine. So, you know, I wanted to make sure that it actually worked. So here I am putting it on the track, hooking it up, making sure it was actually level. There we go. Yeah, making sure it's actually level. If you noticed that the diesel one is a little low, I figured that out a little bit later when messing with the diesel train specifically, but I just wanted to make sure that this one actually hooked up. So now that I got it here on the track, I really don't know why I'm pointing, because I didn't talk through it at all. But here I am testing it, making sure it's going to go around and it actually stays coupled, and, you know, like none of the plastic broke that I didn't see, or it was weak or anything like that. And then I forgot that my little mobile over here was on the track, and these two are both DC, so, you know, they both would have ran. I didn't want that interference. So now that it's going around, my fault, it's actually running fairly smoothly. And I'm glad I switched to the knuckle one on this one instead of switching the hook or horn hook one of the other couplers on my New York Central Hudson. See, here goes my shoddy camera skills. I will definitely be working on that. That really needs some help. But yeah, I'm just making sure it was staying together. But you can see my 2 engines there. One's a River Rossi, New York Central. The other one is Broadway Limited. And the Broadway Limited is the one that has the knuckle coupler, and the River Rossi has the hook one that I just replaced. So I have 2 baggage cars, and the other one has a hook on both sides, so I can still run both engines. I just have to take this specific coach off because I'm not going to keep replacing the hooks back and forth. But yeah, so it looks like the test has been completed, so we'll move on to the next one. So in this next shot, I believe I am talking about future projects. The sound actually didn't go through on this one. So this is my 611. It has a quartering issue, and sometimes it runs, sometimes it doesn't. So that's one project that's coming up. Another one is this Broadway one. You'll see a little bit more of that one later. Then we have the Texas Special back there. I don't know what I'm saying here. I'm really just pointing. Wish the audio would have saved. Something about this hook, probably comparing it. Maybe I wasn't talking about that Texas Special just yet. But something about that hook, and how that one's a knuckle one, and how the New York Central is a knuckle one. Something like that. This Southern Pacific, it runs, but it runs slowly, even at full speed. So that's going to be another one we're working on. There's the Texas Special. It runs after a while. Like, it kind of has to sit there and warm up. So we're gonna have to look into that one. You know, you got Thomas, got a military one. It's an iffy one. It runs after it's been like on the track for like 3 seconds, then it like takes off. And I'm also building that U.S. Army set. Next, who else am I gonna point out? The TGV. That one has a wheel issue, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you can see it there. It always moves in on itself, so that's going to be another little project we do. That one shouldn't take too long to fix, because I think it's just going to be annoying overall. But I like it. It's a solid runner. Even the Union Pacifics I have, it's a good runner. I know the caboose doesn't match. Man, I'm trying to keep up with my past self. I'm moving too fast. These run. That's all I can say about that. They go about my freight set. This one, he's iffy. He likes to run sometimes, and then other times he stutters. This is my only rubber band one, and this one actually runs really good, surprisingly, especially it only has 3. So does this New York Central. It's not a rubber band one, but it actually runs really, really well. It goes with that other set, but I usually keep it by itself just because it looks cool. Here's some of my passenger coaches: Milwaukee, Texas Special, which I don't know why this one has a different livery, or a different color red, maybe not livery, but you know, I still like it. It's cool in my opinion. I got 2 baggage cars, 1 passenger, then 1 observation, and then the ones on the end, you can barely see them out the frame. They were Baltimore on Ohio, and then Texas Texas Special, Texas Pacific, Texas Southern, one of those Texas ones. But yeah, here I go, showing them off. Texas and Pacific, that's what it is. And then there's some more, showing off the Union Pacific ones. Kind of wish I knew what I was saying. I forgot, probably dragging it on. And then there's another, I have a Cab Forward one my girlfriend got me for my, as a present, not for my birthday, as a present. So you'll be seeing that one once I take it out the box and run it around a little bit. Oh, there it is. There I showed it. These ones are Baltimore and Ohio, and then it's also mixed in with Texas and Pacific. Okay, I was wrong. Texas and Pacific. There we go. They run together. Running with that train because, you know, the names kind of go together. Now, are they the same time period? Like, would that train actually pull those coaches? I have no clue. But, you know, I'm going to anyway. It's my railroad. I can do what I want, kind of. Alright, so now I have this HO scale Japanese style bullet train. Kind of goes with the TGV, but like it doesn't. It's not the official Shinkansen, something like that. Wish it was, and I plan to get it one day, but on eBay they are expensive. I've seen them. Like, they are like rare and expensive, and I don't have that kind of money as a college student. But yes, this is kind of like my whole collection of where I'm at right now. I know you saw Thomas in there. Who doesn't have some kind of Thomas on their HO scale layout? So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. As I'm kind of probably monologuing in the background, just dragging it on, pointing at random things. See, this is why I wish my audio would have transferred over. But you know what? It's all good.
Real quick, I know in the last shot I literally just showed the track on the board. Now it's not. So I realized how much extra track I had. It's like the only difference is like it's you still wouldn't find it without it. So I had to do it hard. One that I can customize myself. So I have this. This is more like a build. Last summer, and I finally have an area where I can use it. Just for me to be like, I want to see the capability of some of these trains, because just going in a loop like I had could do so much. So I added more where it actually has like a straight, long straight section, a mini line, another straight section, and then kind of a horseshoe back. I kind of like this one more.
I find it funny that that clip is the one that saved my audio, because now I'm back to recording back from the past. But yeah, so that one was actually an in-person audio that my phone took. I don't know why that one saved and my other ones didn't. But yeah, so this is my Union Pacific one that y'all saw on earlier. Now, do the coaches match the caboose? No. Do the coaches match the time frame of this engine? Probably not, but it looks cool, and I believe it would. It's just the 060, small little tender engine. So I believe it would have worked. But yeah, here I am just trying to test it out, you know, after just showing the track, seeing how it is, seeing how it works. Oh man, guys, remember to drink water. Water's important. But yeah, just seeing how it works, getting it going, really testing any defects or stuff like that on the track. You know, if you know, sometimes you don't line the rails up. Oh my god, it looks beautiful together. Yeah, that's what I was worried about when I was first recording. That's the spot that a lot of that happened. I wouldn't call it derailing, because it didn't really derail, but a lot of uncoupling happened in that area and another area before I updated the track again. Yeah, so I actually grabbed it. Oh, real quick, the way this house is built that I'm at is it's built somehow it was built on an incline, and because it was built on an incline, it's like a natural grade kind of thing for the trains. I don't really like it, because it's like you can obviously tell some trains struggle going up one way, and then or they speed up going down the other way. This was another big area. A lot of trains would derail, as you saw it pop off the tracks at that spot. Even for this small one that could be going slowly, should be able to take these curves, popped off. But I think I figured out that this was an issue right here. You can see me fixing the track because it wasn't straight. So that part time it was me, but I think this horseshoe curve was kind of tight for a lot of the other trains, especially the bigger ones like the Dreyfus Hudson. Here I am trying to figure out why the hooks aren't coupling, but yeah, it's all good fun. Oh, there goes my whole arm. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't just pause it and not pause it, but you know what, it's whatever. So here we go. Try again. There we go. Okay, it's going. But yeah, for some reason, for my bigger engines, this horseshoe doesn't work. They keep derailing, so I took it out. Here's another example of it happening right there. So I think at this point, I just end up moving on to the next train after this.
Now that I have a slightly bigger consist, I can see that it will fit, but I'm still not sure because my passenger cars, my bigger one, well, I wouldn't say bigger, but they're definitely longer. They're definitely my longer ones. It seems like just based off of what it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cars of these ones they fit, but then again these ones are a bit shorter than the other ones. So now let's
So after I get the cars up, I end up flipping them around because as you see here, the knuckle coupler. I basically had them on backwards. I had the constants on backwards. Half of it has a knuckle coupler, the other half has that horn coupler. So I flip it around, and we're off. And then I believe a derail happens like a couple seconds off of the switch, if I'm not wrong. Okay, no, it does not. Yes, it does. It happens right here. But it is a nice train. It's an actually good freight train when it runs. I like it. Here it is. That's when it happens. But yeah. Got it back. So I think it's just the couplings. That seems like the biggest issue, even with this one and the last one we ran. So it's not the track, it's the couplings. So I'm going to start setting up my what is it? My good ones over there. Those guys. Get the moment, the final finale, and then go on here. So here I actually got my train set up. It actually goes like directly to the end of all the coaches. I had was it 7, 8 of them? No, 2, 4, 6. There's another one. I think there's a total of 9. We're gonna count later. I think there's a total of 9 of them, and they go directly to the sign, the switch there. And then here I am talking about the difference between the Rivarossi version and the BMI version. I was talking about the liveries and seeing if it mattered or not. And this coach, I got this one online too. I never noticed the difference between them until now in the light. The grays are different and then the blue line is different. But right now, I don't care. I'm not about to sit here and replace all my cars just because of a lot. So here I'm talking about some of my concerns. Hooking it up and how much room there is left and where on the track I think it's going to derail. And I'm also saying that the Rivarossi can have this whole train -1 really well, but I don't know about this other train. I was pointing out some problems, like this horseshoe might be a little too tight for it and stuff like that. But overall, I was pretty confident in this train. Just because, it's a BCC engine. I heard high hopes. So now here I believe I'm talking about the Broadway engine. I'm talking about the life and some of the functions and what I'm going to do. Man, it took me 2 days to get this set up. Could not figure out the coding. Sure, the default address is 3. But man, I could not figure it out for the life of me. It was not 3 when I got it. But I figured it out, reset it, and I couldn't set a 4-digit address, so I just set it to 2. Because 2 is my favorite number, favorite engine, So that's what I got in. Will it be confusing later? Probably, but I'll do it later. But yeah, so I hook it up. I forgot to stop it, and it's set to where it's gonna keep rolling even after I stop it. But yeah, so I push forward ahead, and you know, it hiccups. I remember that it hiccuped a little bit because it was its first time, which is not what just happened. It didn't hook in. I didn't notice that. I thought it did, especially it was backing up to it. And then later, I noticed the problem, and I will point that out once it gets there. I also believe it was here when I noticed the difference in the height. I was really trying to look at it. I couldn't get a good angle from where I was at into the camera, but I believe I'm talking about how the height. No, I was talking about how strong the hook looked in there, so I didn't have any worries about it. Not realizing that the height was off. Once it, it pulled, once it actually got some like length in it, it offset the height. I didn't realize that. But yeah, here I was talking about how strong it looked and how I really wasn't worried about it and how impressed I'd be if it can handle all these cars by itself. And yeah, and I was checking the smoke. I got some new smoke fluid. I hope the video has sound later, but I was talking about it. This was some simple smoke fluid it came with. So here I got it moving. It's actually started to take off pretty well. It actually looked really nice, all flowing together like one long snake. So I couldn't really complain. I was just amazed. I was just finally glad that I got like all of this train together I've been collecting over the last few years. It just looks fantastic. I mean, yeah, that one car stands out, and that's what I'm pointing at. But other than that, it still looks really good. And then this is when the first issue happened. Yeah, the first issue happened. I go over there and fix it, not realizing that it was the hook problem. I don't even know what I'm saying, just pointing at stuff at this point. I believe I should be trying it again to see what happens. Yeah, there we go. So it slowly moves along. I've noticed this engine stutters a lot at the beginning. I don't know if that's a common Broadway Limited problem, but mine definitely does. But yeah, it unhooked again. I'm saying a lot. It's because like I feel like I'm watching it for the first time when I was there, and then here I'm not realizing that it keeps going after moving. So I'm working on that. I promise you I am. I love the feature. I just got to work on the distance and when to stop and stuff like that. So here in this next clip, we get it moving a little bit more, and then of course it uncouples in a second. But yeah, this is when I really noticed an issue. I started being like, okay, maybe it's not the train or the tracks. It's definitely a different problem. And then you see some sparks because it derailed. But at that point, I realized that it was actually something else. I thought I did that little like, yeah, on my hands I'm doing the hook, the coupler, and that's when I realized it probably is. Maybe there's something on there that I'm not realizing. Alright, so here I'm actually like analyzing the hooks. I'm like, alright, what is this? What is the problem? Why does it keep uncoupling every like 20 seconds? So here I am like testing it, moving it left and right, thinking it's a left and right kind of problem. And then I believe I go up and down because I'm like, okay, it goes left and right. It's working. And, it has the full range. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I think this is what I'm talking. I look at the height. I can't really get like a good look because I'm down here on the tracks on the ground. Then I'm looking and I'm like, okay, yeah, that really doesn't match up. And I know I just replaced the height of the yeah. See, I pull it back and I'm like, okay, yeah, that doesn't line up. So, and I just replaced the height of the coach, or not replaced the height. I just changed the hook for a knuckle coupler, so I know that one's correct. So now I found my issue, and now I'm gonna go fix it. All right, so here I get the train on the bench. Well, not really a bench, more of my little table. Trying to mess with the camera, and trying to, get it to where I can do better this time than I did last time. So it's gonna be a simple procedure, just looking at it. So I see here I untab the wire connection with the engine, looking over to the side, and I'm taking a peek at the tender. I thought I did better on my camera angle, but I didn't. But I'm wiggling the coupler, brought it up here so y'all can see that the up and down is really bad. almost like it's gonna fall off. So I think I recognize that is the problem. There I go. Go ahead and fix it. No, I think I'm getting sick. But yeah, so I go ahead and grab my little screwdriver, to Phillips head, and I go ahead and tighten it. But I had to do it twice because I wasn't paying attention that the bottom thing was smooth to the left. So here I am. Weird. I think I loosened it and readjusted. I really gotta work, make sure I stay within that so y'all can see the whole thing. Or just give me a better angle. Yeah, see, there I go. You saw it for a second, and then I bring it back in. But yeah, so I'm glad this was a simple, easy fix. It wasn't like something I had to like go get or like buy a new piece online for. Yeah, now you see me tightening it. And then now, when I wiggle it up and down, it doesn't move like almost at all. Like it's significantly better. So then I find one of these freight cars I can test it with that has the same. I don't know why I didn't just find some track to put it on. Unless I did. Oh no, I did. Okay, cool. Found some track to put it on, so I can actually get like an accurate height instead of using this little like model kit silicone thing. But I got this so I can actually test the height, and it actually worked really well. So I'm glad that was the issue. There's more issues coming later, but that was like the biggest issue overall. Yeah. But as you can see here, I do some quote-unquote extensive testing. You can see that it's very level, and I believe I do test it with other cars too, just to be sure it wasn't just like this one off and done instance. Alright, so here I decide to hook it back up, but I know there's no audio for it, but I ask, is it safe to put any like heat shrink tubing over those wires? Because I have a couple of different sizes. I was wondering if it's okay to do, because I want to keep those wires protected, from like pulling apart, getting caught on something else, me moving the train from track to track or back up to the bench when I'm not using it. So if anybody knows, please leave that in the comments. I am genuinely curious about that. So here I brought out Thomas for some reason. He's not even a smoking engine, but I did get a package that has my new smoke fluid that I wanted to show off. I think I put Thomas on there just for like a visual effect, so it's not boring just staring at a track. So there's Thomas down there. I might get more other Thomas and Friends ones. I'm not 100% sure. They're not my focus. But if anything, I'd get like their real life counterpart, paint them in the Thomas color so they still fit in and stuff. But yeah, so I got this, I believe it's called like Mega Steam. I think that's the company. But this one is coal-fired smoke. Yeah, Mega Steam. Kind of saw it from there. Coal-fired smoke or coal-fired steam. Does it smell like it? I'm not 100% sure. I put a couple drops in my engine and it definitely changed the smell, but I'm not sure if it's this smell specifically. Like, it definitely makes my steamer steam more. As you would see from the first clip I showed you of the New York Central steaming versus what I'm about to show you after I put a couple of these drops in, it definitely like blows it up. But as for the smell, I'm not still 100% sure. Maybe I need a stronger smell. Like the next one I plan to get is vanilla or cinnamon or gingerbread, especially around Christmas time. So then we'll probably come back for a second review for that one. But yeah, I do like this stuff. It definitely makes it looks good when it steams. Like, it actually looks really, really good in my opinion. Alright, here's another, we're back on the tracks. And you'll see it. You'll definitely be able to see the steam in a second, even on this black not black background. This more bright background. Once it starts moving, you'll be able to see the steam actually like warm up. Once it get the engine. Once the fan gets going, you'll actually see it. Like, yeah, there it goes. it actually looks really, really nice. There, yeah, as it goes, it looks full, and that's why I really like it. Sure, it might not smell exactly like coal-fired steam, but it is nice, and it looks amazing. Like, just look at how it looks full, and I love that for this train. But, you know, yeah. Alright, so at this point, I'm saying we got the whole train lined up. The hood looks good. I'm going down there to verify it. It's actually like level with it now, and you know, I'm still working on those camera angles. But yeah, it all looks good from my point of view. Not knowing that the next biggest problem is about to arise soon after this. But yeah, other than that, it looks good now. That issue has been fixed and sorted. Alright, so here, pointing at the train as I usually do, but I think I'm about to get it ready to get going. Probably talking about some of these coaches, something like that, something minor. I get it going and then it stops. It's probably just like a quick connection here issue, just needs a little motivation. There it goes. And then derails. No, it didn't derail. It looked like it did from the camera. It didn't derail, full of steam, full of smoke. Love the smoke fluid. Even if you even look at it, I brush it away. If you look at it over the LCD on the Digitrax, it actually turn that color because it's so thick and it looks cool. It just looks like a beautiful train once it actually got going and I fixed that issue. And I stopping for a little bit. There was another problem that came up. I think it's about to happen now, but it's still a beautiful train, just especially once it's going like a good 80% of its speed, 90%. It looks good. It looks so good. Nice together. And then here is around where we found our first problem. At first I didn't know what it was, but it's really the track. It's just the way how sharp the turns are for such a long train. Like with the diesel train earlier, it just derailed. That's what it did. Like the coaches couldn't handle it. But I feel like the link on these coaches are so strong, it really all comes back down to the engine. So then here I not flip it, but I get it back on the tracks, try again, probably need to give it a little another motivation as in, push it forward so the wheels can start turning, once I actually do it. Yeah, there we go. And then, no, not doing that. I'm re-putting it on the tracks because they derailed. But yeah, this was the biggest issue. This horseshoe curve. As cool as it is as an idea, I just feel like the radius of the track is too narrow for a train this big and this long. But other than that, it does look really good. I love it. Love running it. It's my only DCC engine, but I still love it. Yeah, so anyways, this has been episode 1 of this new LLRR. Forgot what I was going to say. Railroad series where we do layouts, model trains, repairing model trains, and reviewing model trains. And just having fun in general, bringing people together with the hobby, especially as a newbie, starting from literally what I have. I don't have a giant layout to show y'all. I don't have the newest trains that just came out. I have what I have and what I've been building up, and I'm willing to share it. But yeah, here real quick, you can see that I took out the horseshoe curve because I thought that was the issue. Nope, turns out there's another turn that was too sharp. You could see it if you go back, or I might mention it again. That was too sharp for it. But taking out the horseshoe curve definitely helped a lot in some of these derailments. Yeah, you like the carpet? I don't know why I'm showing the carpet. I think I was showing the train, but I'm not. So we're showing the carpet. There we go. There's the train. Yeah. So I'm putting that one back on the tracks. Making sure the front's on. I'm checking the front because I thought it's because the front was light and the back was heavy, that when it hits those curves, it kind of jumps the tracks. But personally, I'm scared to open it because it's such a nice model and, you know, it's expensive. So I don't want to open it and break it. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of probably just leave it the way it is and just be mindful of where my track is and like how it's made, because I don't want to, you know, mess that train up and then not being able to repair it. I'd really feel some type of way. But yeah, so why did it stop here? I have no clue. I think it just needed, oh no, it's still running. I think for this one it I don't know, there's something about this section too. It happened every once in a while where it would derail over here, but not too often to where I had to replace the track. Like it would derail and just keep spinning because, you know, it was still getting power. But I don't know why, especially over here, because, you know, it's a simple turn. The radius isn't that big, so yeah, I don't know why that specific corner is like that, but it's not my concern. It's still on there right now on the layout. Did you even call it a layout? Yeah, I call it a layout. The beginning stage is a layout. But yeah, so if you see here, horseshoe was taken out, replaced with that siding that was over there, was extended a little bit, but it's always this area. I think because from the train's perspective, it turns left and then turns right immediately and then jumps the track. There you saw it stayed on the track, but then it came right off. I believe it did right after that, and then especially when it hits that switch, then it's like game over. And by then it's definitely derailed. But yeah, so that's a problem I'm currently working on. Hopefully I can fix it soon. But thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, especially anybody that's going to be sticking with me on this journey. It means a lot to me to finally start and get somewhere with with my passion, with my hobby, and experiencing this and going to experience this with so many like-minded people. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios, amigos.